he's very much invested in 5G, which is kind of sinister. And he's, putting a lot of satellites, hundreds of satellites into orbit. He's owns tens of thousands of ground antenna that are not there. One of his companies promising is that they will be able to do surveillance with 1 second delay on every corner of the earth, literally every corner of the earth. And and 5G is not about helping you download your video game quickly. That's what they're telling you on these glossy ads on TV, but that has nothing to do. What do you care if it takes you 20 seconds or 10 seconds to download a video game? It's not going to really change your life. 5G has nothing to do with that. 5G is about surveillance, and it's about data harvesting. The biggest repository of wealth in the world right now is not gold, it's not oil, it's data. And we now have a capacity by connecting all of these devices. It's called the connectedness of things. You connect your Apple Watch to the internet. You connect your microwave oven, if it's a smart microwave. You connect your Alexis, which is listening to your conversations all day. Your Siri, which is listening to your cell phone, which is listening to your conversations. You know what your buying habits are. You know your heart rate. You know everything about you, and all that information is data that, if it is characterized in an archive, is useful and saleable because it's telling these companies the behaviors that will trigger buying reactions by you. They know specifically how to target you, where to target you, what time of the day, what kind of music that you like, what is going to appeal to you and get your attention and get you to buy stuff. And those algorithms are so powerful that they're almost irresistible. And that's what he's harvesting. So he's going to be able to look at, through facial recognition, have complete control of our society. The other day, there were surfers who were, the police were down at Point Dome, which is near where I live, and they were giving surfers $1,000 tickets, right? And so that's pretty offensive. But you can say, well, that was just overreaction, just an appalling judgment by these police. Ticketing people for going in the ocean, the sunshine where you're supposed to be, to boost your immune system. And, but imagine if you don't need the police. Imagine if we live in a world where your movements are being tracked by satellites and by facial recognition and by GPS and on your car, on your cell phone, so that at every moment of the day, the authorities know where you are and corporations know where you are. So when you go to the beach, they don't have to arrest you. They just send you $1,000 bill, but they don't just send it to you. They just take it directly out of your cryptocurrency, paycheck account. And we're all being, by particularly this pandemic, is training us with new kinds of behavior to do what we're told, to accept this kind of surveillance, to accept these constraints on our civil rights, to allow the government to come in and tell us, you stay at home, you don't go to the beach, you don't send your kids to school, you don't leave your house, and actually accept those kind of orders. One of the companies, he's got many companies that are installing chips that will carry around your medical records, but they'll also be capable of carrying around your other data, so that if a cop pulls you over for speeding, he can scan you and look at your criminal record, look at your buying history, see if you've been to a liquor store recently. And, do we really, and then he's got another, Microsoft just patented a chip system that is a biometric subdermal sensor system. So it will actually be able to sense brain waves and body signals like heart rate, etc. And it will assign you tasks. In other words, you will get a message on your phone to do certain tasks. And your task will be, look at a certain ad when it appears on TV in 30 seconds. Listen to this music. walk down this aisle in this grocery store. And then it will monitor monitor your EEG, your brain waves, your heart rate, your adrenaline, all of this kind of stuff. And it feeds that information to marketing companies. And you then get paid for doing that task with cryptocurrency that goes directly into your account. So, these companies like Elon Musk, who also controls all the satellites, and Gates, are going to be putting us all out of business. Half the people in this country make some of their living driving a car. Well, now they're going to give us, these driverless cars, and you're going to have a lot of Americans who are permanently unemployed, and they're going to, want these chips because you can make money by doing these tasks, by playing a video game or whatever. And it's basically a process of turning us all into production units, all into enslaved consumers, and with total surveillance all the time. He has another chip which will turn off your ovaries, and wirelessly. Well, I'm not making this up. In fact, I'm going to publish on it in 2 days, and with all source and everything else. And so you can look for it on Children's Health Defense and on my Instagram, and you'll see that these things are real. They're not just from some horrible nightmare. They're real, and they're happening now. And this pandemic is allowing them to change our lives and change our country and put us under, into a permanent surveillance state.
What would you rank him as the most powerful man in the world?
Well, he's the most powerful man in public health because he owns the WHO. He gives 10% of their budget, and that, but that 10%, that marginal 10%, is the 10% that they'll beg and roll over for.